Well, here's our figure in 3D for our next composite solid, and we're going to take a cylinder and subtract a pyramid. It's an octagonal pyramid, so yes, we have to find the area for a regular octagon. Look at the equations on the left. The setup's easy. Cylinder, take away pyramid. Pi r squared h, take away 1/3 base times height. Easy, but let's find that base right now. Now let's take to the trig part of this. We're looking down at the octagon, regular octagon, and haven't done one in a while, so, right, I guess we know the radius in this case. Since we know the radius of the cylinder, that's the radius of the octagon. So we're going to have to solve for both the apothem and for the side. So let's just get to it. First off, remember the central angle. There's 360 divided by 8, it's 45. And of course, half of that is 22.5. Now, let's set up some trig. Remember, this is the opposite side in our little right triangle. I'm going to refer to it as B. So we have ABR. And let's just proceed. We know our trig operations, we know, and SOHCAHTOA. And let's just look at the cosine of 22.5. I need to relate the green, the apothem, to the radius. The only way to do that, I like A for apothem because A for adjacent. So I have the cosine of 22.5 is A over 2. And let's just rearrange that equation, multiply by 2. The apothem is 2 times cosine of 22.5. Easy enough. So as you can tell then from this angle, B is going to be the opposite over the hypotenuse, and that is certainly going to be the sine function. So let's go ahead and write down sine of 22.5 is B over 2, and doubling both sides of the equation, I now have an expression B is equal to the sine of 22.5. All right, you might want to pause this and jot these two down. So I'm going to a new screen so we can finish this off. This is a big one. All right, let's finish this off. We've got an expression for the apothem. We've got an expression for B, but this is B. I need P, perimeter. Well, how many B's are there? Well, there's 2 just in a side, and there's 8 sides. So I could multiply by 2, and then multiply by 8, or just multiply by 16. If B is 2 times sine of 22.5, then P, the perimeter, all the way around, I've got to multiply that. It's going to be 32 times the sine of 22.5. So we'll keep it in these terms as long as we can. Now let's substitute into this equation right here. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, the radius is 2. The height is 3. The base is, of course, 1/2 the apothem. That's the 1/2 is from. And the apothem is 2 times cosine 22.5. Perimeter 32, sine of 22.5. All that multiplied by h, which is the height of the pyramid, which is also 3. Whew. Well, let's see if we can simplify some of that. And we'll just simplify that in the next line. Oops. And you can see 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. I've got 1/3 times 1/2. That's 1/6. But I've got a 32 and a 2 here. I can divide all this stuff out. Or I can, let's see. I'm going to end up with 32 times cosine 22.5 times sine of 22.5. So now it's time to pull out the fancy calculator. And let's get this one done. So, where to start? Well, it really doesn't matter. I'll take 12 times pi equals. So that's going to be the volume of my cylinder. And I'm going to put that into memory in case I make a mistake. And let's just take this. Now I'm going to work on the 32 times cosine 22.5. So I want to say this. 32 times 22.5 cosine times 22.5 sine equals. So 11 and 3/10 is what I'm subtracting from it. I'm going to hit the M minus button. And you could jot these numbers down if you need to, but if you're confident in your calculator, there you go. I hit the M minus, took it out of memory, and what I'm left with is 26 and 38, well, to the nearest hundredths, 39 hundredths. And that's what I'm going with. And there you go. And those are, by the way, cubic yards.